Seema, and good evening everybody, and welcome to another unbelievable atmosphere here. This is Monday night, Steve. It's incredible, isn't it? Absolutely packed to the rafters for this match.
Yeah, there was a time when we were all worried about the crowd figures, but it's a very hot ticket now. Tickets go on sale a year before. People don't even know what matches they're going to see, still want to come along.
Yeah, always a great sign, and as I say, another brilliant atmosphere, absolutely bristling with excitement, and two exceptionally good players we've got to watch. This man's not afraid of anybody, Ali Carte. He'll take his cue out and have a match with anybody. And he's going to need that attitude because he's playing one of the all-time greats, that's for certain. One of the finest match players this game's ever seen in Mark Selby. I do feel that if there's one thing in the match you could put your finger on and say that Ali needs to be really good at, it's trying to match him in the safety department. Potting and break building, absolutely top draw from Ali Carte, but this man is tactically so adept. You've just got to try and compete in that department.
As far as safety goes, it would be probably in the interest of both players to try and clear the black spot. Or rather the reds around it. There you go. Clever little shot.
Yeah, certainly done that. Quite a simple little shot for Ali just to clip off this red. Obviously the one in the balk area will be masked by the green, so no problem with this shot playing down the table. Played some unbelievable stuff apparently last week in the Championship League, Mark Selby. Managed to win that, but it was the number of centuries he made. I think it was into double figures over that particular event, and they're only best of fives, so he's obviously in very good form. Just a matter of whether he can carry it over into this particular event. Well, there's a collector's item. Mark Selby making such a mess of a safety shot. Very unusual. He's left one, but early in the match, this is a tester.
One.
Lovely. Good strike.
Six. Seven.
You can see from his reaction, probably felt like he got a bad contact then. Not a full-blown kick, but bad enough to kill the cue ball.
12.
Looks a little tight, but he's getting down to play this. Maybe it's okay.
Carte 12.
Just tight enough to make it a little bit of a problem. Yeah, he got it thick, didn't he? So first opportunity for Mark Selby.
One. Eight. Nine.
A couple of reds time, and the pack looks pretty good to go into from this side of the table as Mark's playing.
Yeah, there's a lovely gap in there, Steve, isn't there? If he screws into that pack and plenty of power, they should open like a little bunch of flowers. Doesn't have to do it just yet, but he may do
70.
now, right in that gap with plenty of pace.
Yeah, why leave it to the last minute? You'd feel he'd be unlucky not to get some type of position on a red.
Yeah,
24.
great shot, and that's how you break build. Noticed that he'd gone in there nice and early. The red that's just below the cue ball would have been, or could have been available, so he didn't wait till the
25.
last minute. Although he'd like that one again. He still should pot this. There's a choice of pink or black. He'll take the black, but it's a little skinnier than he would have liked. So it needs a bit of attention.
$32.
Yeah, it just shows you that little simple run through to getting the black just went wrong, and all of a sudden you've got that one that just hit the near bump and went in, but now he's got a slightly harder shot this time. But straight into the middle of the
33.
pocket and cued beautifully. Yellow's perfect. Down the left-hand side of the table, you'll have plenty of options. Red to the right of the pink, and of course the one over the middle pocket. So just pop the yellow.
Mark Selby, 33.
Another collector's item.
One.
It's come a bit far up the table for the brown to be an easy positional shot. So some work to be done here.
Yeah, that wasn't a good shot, was it? It was pretty simple just to chip it in, Steve, but he's in sort of no man's land here.
I wonder if that noise on the backswing sort of affected him a bit. He was playing for the blue, just quit on it. Great effort. That's a fantastic shot.
Yeah, excellent cueing and well recovered.
5.
And you do feel as if he's going to have a big bearing in this match. This is the type of chance he's got to punish his opponent, because you won't get a bucket full of them playing
6.
Mark Selby. What you do get, you have to make the most of.
It's come a bit far on the blue. Maybe considering going 2 cushions. Oh, I didn't want the clear steady. That was the danger, and that was the problem with being out of position on the blues.
11.
Very missable shot now.
Yeah, both players have just sort of lost the cue ball fairly early in the breaks, haven't they? So far, not completely settled down. Get so used to seeing these players on it straight from ball 1, but this is a tricky one now. Yeah,
12.
that was why it was tricky. And this is very tough. It's not directly behind it. Yeah, near jaw, a long way. So opportunity missed
12.
there, you have to say.
Sort of could have been forgiven for turning that black down so early in the match, but players don't like to leave the table as a result of their positional shots going astray.
One. Yeah, can you stop flashing the cameras, please? Thank you. Over there, your flashlight is on as well.
Yeah, Mark Selby made one mistake in his break building with his first visit, but
7.
somehow I don't feel as if there'll be 2. Usually bang on the ball in that department. It was a surprise when he missed the yellow.
8. $14.
Yeah, not perfect on this. Little cannon, he'll have to judge this correctly.
$15.
Yeah, beautifully played. Just clipped it and used the cushion.
$21.
Yeah, got a little bit lucky there. That wasn't the plan. Played on the other red.
$22.
Yeah, it's not the ideal angle. Could have done with another roll or 2 on the cue ball, which would have been absolutely simple to drop on this red. But he came round and had a look. Thinks if he can just drop this in the red will still be available from the right-hand side of the table. And it will be. So he's 37 in front, 35 on, but just make sure you knock the red in, and that will guarantee the first frame.
So
it took 2 bites of the cherry and a bit of poor positional play from Ali Carter, but the jester from Leicester is going to nick the first frame. One or two signs of nerves. Just shows you can be 4 times the champion of the world and 3 times the Masters champion, but you can still jangle out there in the first frame. Big occasion. But I'm sure this frame will help him settle down.
$44. $49. $55.
Well, after a couple of blips, Mark Selby is back in working order. 1-0.
That's how tight he is, and out there he plays granite snooker.
Back we go into frame 2.
Thank you, Seema. Interesting listening to the thoughts there of Sean. And about you, Steve? Thought Seema's looking lovely in Everton blue tonight in the studio. It's a very nice colour she's wearing.
Is that what colours they play in?
Just having a bit of fun, seeing as she supports Liverpool, that's all.
Surely a new ground, a new cover, a new colour.
Ah, well. So, once again, cue ball put in an area by Mark Selby that's the most trouble possible. Very similar to what we were talking about in the John Higgins match yesterday. Cut from the same cloth. Never a shot wasted. Always trying to put the opponent in maximum trouble. These two playing in the World Championship one year, and there was a session in the evening. I was in the commentary box, and well, for about 4 frames, Ali Carte came to the table and didn't see a ball. He's happy with that one. He couldn't do that one again. Hit it twice. But yeah, he just kept looking up at the commentary box at me as if to say, "What can I do here?" Every time he come to the table, he was snookered or in so much trouble. As we see this one clip that finely, he got it again. Yeah, you can play off this red that's to the side of the pink, but if you play this, you're going to get it quite thick, and you could move reds towards the corner. Well, one came out, but hasn't turned out too bad. Once again, another very good return. Yeah, not one of his better ones, but a chance now maybe for Ali to play a more telling safety. Just got to be careful, as I say, just don't want to be clipping any reds towards the corner pocket.
Second one that Mark's missed thin on that side of the table.
Yeah, that little last flick might have been quite useful. Just blocked off the left-hand side, unless you can get between brown and blue. But it's definitely more difficult to play down the right-hand side for a safety. Well, he could get past. So a bit of cat and mouse at the minute. Who'll make the first mistake?
I think if you ask both players would they like a re-rack right now, they may say yes. That's a nasty looking set of reds at the top.
Another excellent safety shot. Figure eight round the angles. Well, it looked like an excellent safety shot, but what a pot that was. A little unlucky, actually. He's finished. Did well to dig this one out.
Brown, brown. Ali Carte.
Sort of currently got nightmare written all over this frame, hasn't it, John?
Yeah. Playing all those reds out at the top are absolutely horrible. I mean, you'd be totally surprised if Ali's got a pot on any red here after this. You would think twice across and drop into the reds on the back, unless the 3 reds that are towards the right-hand pocket, the top 1 pots, but if that doesn't, well, he'd be very surprised if he leaves anything up here. He looks going to go around the angles to get into those reds. Just trying to drop on the back of these. Nice cluster. And so good was the escape. He hasn't actually got an escape route himself. Don't think he can take the cue ball anywhere. No, that's all he could do. Yeah, I suppose the only godsend, Steve, is the black and the blue. Pink's out of commission, of course, but you've got to get a ball and get on one of them. But the red's at the top. That's not pretty. Well, once again, very unexpected from Mark Selby. You mentioned he's missed a couple thin this evening already, but that one missed that one completely. So he's done well in that safety exchange as Ali. Now, can he prove us wrong and turn this into a very good chance?
With that red over the yellow pocket, he can be quite adventurous in trying to open up reds at the top of the table. He'd always have that one in reserve.
Six. Seven. $14. $15.
Yeah, so as we mentioned, the fact that that black has gone back in there amongst the reds near the cluster, it's made it more inaccessible. So we really concentrate on the blue.
$20.
Well, the
21.
black is potable. Look like it from here, but yes, as you can see, flies in.
28. 29.
He's obviously going to have to move a few of the reds around in a couple of shots' time, Steve. Which ball would you like to be going in? Would you be playing for the blue or trying to get up on the black? And I suppose the blue's the easier ball, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd have liked to have seen him done it off the blue, but he was wrong-sided. It would have been a lot more difficult. Now he's sacrificing that insurance policy. And maybe that's
35.
the way it turned out, but I'd have rather have seen him try and smash into the reds with that red over the pocket.
Yeah, gone earlier. Absolutely.
Like 40 points is not really enough to cause Mark Selby any problems. Great effort. Has he got a result? Yes, he has. What a result.
39.
No way of predicting that, but he gave it a chance.
Yeah, I don't know whether he can play this, but if he can play topspin and come back virtually where the cue ball is, that'd help. It looks like he's playing the deep screw, but he could have come off the cushion and come right back where the cue ball was. That'd have been handy.
40.
He's having to work hard for these.
Yeah. Same problem again. It's going to be some type of shot. He's got plenty of cue power here, but it's really hard to see where he's going to guarantee getting a red. Maybe one into the right corner. It's a decent line, but it's not good enough. Can he get lucky again? No.
43.
Well, it's a tough shot. He's got a bit of an angle. Bridging over that other red. Not nice.
Yeah, this is one of those decision times, isn't it? You've got yourself a 44-point lead. Can you steel yourself just to clip away? Well, he can. I think that's the correct shot in the circumstances.
Ali Carte at 43.
A very good contribution. Wasn't to be, but he did very well to get what he did.
Nice shot. Ali Carte may be playing a red just to the right of the black. Cushion first and then thin, but he's decided on the one to the left. He's got to make sure he catches it thin enough. Oh, that's a clever shot. Very clever.
Yeah, didn't play the skinny one, played purposely for the double kiss to try and take the cue ball down and made a pretty decent job of it. Just that pot. A bit, listen, take it from me, it'll be some pot to knock it in, but is he going to be tempted? Yeah, that required some cueing, that did. Yeah, not tempted, and quite right too. Could have easily tried to drop that in, left it over the jaws. quite happy with his position in this frame. 44 points in front. He doesn't have to force the issue.
Mark Selby trying to get all the reds into open play, but they're not resolving themselves that nicely. Tempter for Carte, but I don't think he'd be playing that.
I think he's having a look at the potting angle for the middle pocket here. He may be tempted. Only thing I will say is the red that's been pushed down the table will be available in the same middle pocket. Although he played up and down. And what a pot that was. One.
Yeah, he couldn't avoid the pink, but he was still a bit unlucky how it's ended up. Could have had an easier colour. I could just reach without the rest, that makes it easier.
And the thing is, that cluster at the moment, it's on the top cushion, looks very ugly, but it only takes one shot to open those out. And the frame could change in an instant.
5.
Can't do it now, though. So it'll be back up for the loose red near the yellow. And to find and negotiate another way into that cluster.
That didn't look much, but that was a very good shot.
$30.
He didn't really want the flick on the yellow, but as it turned out, it has given him a chance to screw off the side cushion. It's not much of a target. One cushion and up the table. He's taking his time over it, so maybe he's got other plans.
Thing is, can he get into the cue ball enough to get deep enough for the yellow? And ideally, if he was going to play it, he could. The pink might be in the way.
Mark Selby.
Yeah.
13.
So he decided no. Show a bit of patience. It obviously wasn't on, Steve.
No, he didn't give it much of a look, did he? Trouble is, very difficult to get any type of advantage from this position.
Yeah, nice target in behind the yellow as well here. If Mark's having a little look at it. I don't know whether he can get in there, but it looks like it. It's a big target off the side, cushioning in behind. Well, he decided just to not play the snooker, just to play it there. Don't blame him. Tough shot wherever you leave it. And the one Ali Carter's playing here, this is very tough. Well, he's played the double kiss again, and that's even better than the first one.
And after those two shots, so Ali Carter specials. I wonder if more players will start to think of that as an option instead of trying to play thin. Seems to have worked that out very nicely. It's usually a shot that's last gasp, isn't it? The last option.
I mean, very clever, but you've still got to play it, and where it's finished has ended up absolutely lovely for him because it's tough. Covered by the green, the other one's covered by the brown, and he's just got these two reds, and this is a horrible shot. Probably play round the angles, but you've got to get this right. Yeah, this has probably gone, well, as tough as it could have been for Ali, really, because it was looking like it was going to be a lot easier than this, but with the flick on the yellow, this needs some potting. This is not simple.
Not the worst effort in the world, but it's a tough shot.
Yeah, and talking about tough shots, you have really got to be so accurate on these tables to pop that. What a shot. One beautiful piece of cueing. Slowly but surely, he's clawing his way back into this frame. Ali had a 44-point lead. The balls were absolutely horrible, but he just keeps eking out one or two reds and getting a chance. And well, this is not forlorn here. He's got this one in the middle. Red near the green will pot, and then if you can drop that top red in, that's the difficult one. You're definitely back in the frame.
9.
Yeah, Mark trying to punish Ali Carter for not maybe being more aggressive at the early part of the match in opening the reds up with that red over the yellow pocket.
14.
Going to have to be round the houses if he's going to get back on the red. And it's not a great path. The brown's not on its spot. So it's not that easy. It's not the customary shot in round the angles.
Judd Trump would probably power screw this in between the gap between green and brown and get back up the table, but it's not that Mark Selby can't play that shot, but you'll know it's on. Got to play it with not too much side spin.
Well, he tried to play your shot, Steve. There's certainly plenty of work on that cue ball to get around the table, but he got the cannon on the brown. But he's got himself right back in the frame, just the 9 points behind.
Mark Selby, 22.
Well, an absolute bonus and a half, but he was pushing the red towards the pink because obviously he wants the pink off the cushion, but to get that one was the ultimate.
Yeah, Ali Carte will be ruining his luck there, I feel. You can just see the edge.
Oh.
Just see the edge of the pink as well.
Mark Selby, 6.
It'll be a bit of fun putting these back. Well, maybe he doesn't put them back.
The only thing I would say is, does the yellow pass the brown?
It's just Mark Selby's asked Ali Carte how much of it could he see. Did he really? If that happened, that was outrageous.
That is very funny, isn't it? Wow, well, he's put him back into play from there.
Yeah.
So obviously the
You
brown,
can see enough of it.
the yellow does pass the brown because you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Why would you stop a counter clearance? So that must go, which is why he's put him back in.
It's a tough shot as well. He's got maybe tougher than the one if he'd have put them back. He did well to miss the pink.
It just shows you, though, doesn't it? I mean, what is it? About 10, 15 minutes ago, this frame looked absolutely near impossible to win it if you were Mark Selby. But he's crafted a way to get himself back in it. Ali Carter's not done a lot wrong, that's for sure.
Well, no safety shot at all, so is Ali Carte obliged to try this red? Tough to get position, isn't it? Players don't really like just potting a red with no future involved in it. He's got to commit to this if he does play it. And then maybe a good safety shot, unless he really goes for gold. Another clever shot from Ali Carte. Not every player would have chosen that.
Yep. One doubt I had is whether he could avoid yellow and brown. So Managed to do all of that, and where the red finished was, well, perfect. But you just feel like there's a long way to go in this frame.
It's a very nasty pot along the top cushion. I don't think he'll be tempted.
Yeah, just wondering when he got first down to play this whether the pink was a problem. He was looking to clip off the red, and then he had a look and the pink might have been in the way. So change your plan. The angle he's on, Steve, it's hard just to stun that, isn't it? And get, you can't, it's difficult just to get distance between the two balls if you just stun it.
He hasn't really made his mind up.
So it doesn't get right up the table, but it's about as good as he could have done.
It would have been better if he'd have missed the blue, but still got it safe.
Definitely looks like a red ball game now, though.
You assume that yellow flies in past the brown, and it's not just half a pocket. Excellent shot from Mark Selby.
Fabulous match play from both players at the moment. Fascinating frame. And this looks like it's going to be a chance for Mark Selby, is it? Well, it's similar to what Ali Carte had, but it's not as difficult. And of course, he can stun this in, and he may leave himself on the blue.
The fact that Mark Selby shut one eye, I suppose that means it's tight. It's a big shot to get right-sided on the blue. Deep screw back, make things better for position on the yellow if it's tight. That's what he tried to do. Well, he won't be disappointed with the outcome.
Well, he's knocked the brown safe,
Yeah.
but at least he's got the object ball safe.
It's interesting, isn't it, John, the sort of the shot selection. If he does just pot the red, stun it, and play the blue, is that a better value than the other way?
Yeah, I thought he might have stunned it in and potted the blue and gone top cushion and in behind the pink and back up for the yellow that way. I didn't know whether he had to play the screw back, but listen.
Yeah, he's out there.
He's out there. He sees the shots better than me there, but it was an option.
He needs a bit of luck here. He's got bad luck. Bad luck.
Ali Carte.
The only fortunate thing, the brown is a problem for both players.
Yep, it's looking like a brown ball game, isn't it?
One.
We'll need that brown. Of course, if you can get the cue ball right in behind it to drop it in. It's not essential he plays position on blue, so fair bit to do before we get there. But what a frame of snooker this has been. For all money, like he was winning it quite cosily. Turned into a pint of blood to get over the line this frame.
8.
Yeah, just in off that jaw. He's just trying to make sure that he got high side on the green so he can drop in behind the brown. Or is he playing a cannon? Well,
11.
Wow.
I don't understand that shot.
Wow.
Well, I mean, just stunning behind it, and 18 got a
Didn't
chance
fancy it.
Oh, unbelievable.
Wow.
I
I
mean,
mean,
if
they're
you-
always difficult along the baulk cushion, but even so.
Yeah, if you're going to play the can, you absolutely got to guarantee you're going to get it. I'd love to have just stunned him behind it and had the chance on the brown.
Carte, 11.
Anyway, strange decision.
I mean, no guarantee if you do play the cannon, you get a good response, a good outcome. So I think that's a mistake. Sometimes you have to play a big shot along a cushion to win a frame. He didn't like it, bailed out maybe.
And what a clever little shot that was. Knew full well where the brown was going to be. Just tried to flick the pink out even more into a better position, and that's what's happened. And now Ali Carte is under the cosh with this return. Well, I think it is cuttable, and I don't think the corner pocket will come into play. Or will it, Steve?
I don't think it does. I think Ali Carter's got to hope that Mark Selby snookers himself after potting the brown. It's unlikely to happen, but if he'd have hit it harder, it might have happened. Excellent shot.
You know what, Steve? There's just been an air of inevitability about this frame, hasn't there? He's just clawed his way into a frame he's not in any way been entitled to win. And of course, Ali's helped him there.
Yeah.
Because that green to brown is definitely a mistake. But if there's one man on the circuit you don't want chasing you in a frame like this, you're looking at him. And this will be an absolute steal.
$15.
Well, it may have taken the best part, coming up to 42 minutes this frame, but it was absolutely fascinating. And Mark Selby is going to do what Mark Selby does. He's going to pinch a frame. He shouldn't have won. Brilliant frame of snooker. Ali Carte will be absolutely kicking himself with his decision there from green to brown. And Mark Selby's going out the oratorium. He's going to make him think a little bit more about it. He leads 2-0.
So let's head back to our commentary team. And JP, I am expecting you to be wearing Liverpool red when I see you tomorrow.
Don't hold your breath. Fantastic frame of snooker that was. It really amazing to watch it all unfold. I had a sense it was always going to go to Mark for some reason. You've just seen him do it so many times over the years. Master tactician. Superb. Absolutely superb. Look at that cue ball. Honestly, that is just granite.
And it's one of the reasons why he was world #1 for so long. Obviously, safety is a way to get in amongst the balls, but his safety play has been superb and it stood him in good stead. And Ali getting a bit frustrated out there, as you can expect.
Yeah, I think there was a fly getting the brunt of it. So close, but they don't pay out on that. So good chance for Ali. Well, saying that, it's red. Gone a little bit too far down towards the one that's near the blue. So this is a little trickier than I was suggesting. Yeah, this is the one. Obviously, something about this that's a bit trickier. I think he may be cannon into the green. Steve mentioned earlier tonight, players don't like it when they don't exactly know where the cue ball's going. Yeah, got the cannon on the green.
1.
It's just one of those shots. Can't do anything else. Just have to pot it and hope you get lucky.
Ali Carte.
Yeah, it's just pointing his cue there, just if he come off the angles. Right hand side cushion to the left and then slip past that red for the two that are on the top cushion on the left hand side. But you've got to be accurate here. Could contact the other red, the one that's closest to the left hand side cushion, because I've got to be careful. Doesn't want to hit that one. How's the angles? Doesn't want to hit this red. And has done. He got a little bit lucky there, has to be said. Didn't play to cannon that.
Well, it's a mistake from Ali, but he's got a good cue ball. Didn't really want that red creeping over there. I mean, it's a bit of a swerve. And if you were to swerve it, I don't think you'd be too aggressive with this. If you were to pot it, just to get it off the table more than anything else. Are other shots available containing safety down the right-hand side on the top cushion? It's risky.
Yeah, that'll be the one, won't it, Steve? It just push this up and down and dump the cue ball on the top cushion and get out of the situation he's in.
Yeah, it's pretty crowded up there. No way through for Ali Carte unless he wants to really go for it. Could use that red as a big pocket, but no position. Interesting set of balls. It's a great safety shot if he gets it tight on the cushion. Mark Selby trying to get in behind this green. What a shot that would be. Off one cushion.
Didn't quite manage it, but he knew full well that there's that many balls down the table. It was highly unlikely he'd be sticking the red up that was over the left-hand corner, and he hasn't. Nearly did.
Well, you can see what's going on here. The good thing from Mark Selby's perspective is he thinks that if he gets it roughly right, the cue ball escaped down the table, so a sort of shot to nothing.
Yeah, he's usually pretty adept at this type of shot. Usually judges the angle very well.
One.
Well, he didn't get down the table. If he'd have caught it a bit thinner, maybe he could have avoided the collision on the red. As it is, he'd have been pleased to see the red go in. But end of break, unless he wants to ram in that blue. See where his finger was pointing, trying to put Ali Carte in as much trouble as possible.
Brown ball. Mark Selby one.
You don't have to worry about whether he'll make the right choice. It's an absolute given. That's where it's going to be. In the most trouble.
He was trying to hide this red on the right-hand side from Ali Carte. He hasn't quite done it. That's made Ali Carte's job a lot easier. No, he's not. Judging by his body language, Ali's not hidden that red near the left corner.
One.
Yeah, it's very easy for Ali Carte to find this all a bit debilitating at the moment. He's just being outplayed. You keep coming to the table and all you are is in trouble, and there's another dose of it for you.
Mark Selby one.
Don't feel as if you can get a grip in the match, do you? You just, all you're doing is coming to the table and getting yourself out of trouble. You mightn't feel like that, Steve, because you used to do that to everybody else.
Well, it's good when you got your opponent in that state of mind that they're using up all their mental energy in trying to keep alive rather than do damage on the table. Ali Carte hoping that he doesn't leave this red into the centre pocket or any other reds. I think there's a possibility one goes past into the centre. Yeah, there's a chance for Mark Selby. He's got one along the cushion as well, but that's difficult for position. So maybe Ali hoping he's got away with this.
I mean, this is a tough enough pot, but what you can say is if he rolls this in with pace, the green's waiting.
One.
For the brown with that flick. Yeah, at the moment he's just in total charge of the table and his opponent. He's just got all the answers at the moment in this frame.
Yeah, John, that last frame has settled down Mark Selby beautifully, hasn't it? He really looks to be striking the ball very nicely now.
Craig.
Oh, you want that one again. Took the chance to try and open the reds up,
Fine.
get the black into play. Sort of lifeline for Ali Carte in a way. He'd have been fearing the worst. This red does pot, and the cue ball will be going down the table. Is he going to try it? Tough shot. Oh, fantastic shot. What a shot that is.
6.
That's a heartbreaker for Ali Carte, isn't it?
You can't do it any better than that. That was an absolute pearler. What a pot that was. Yeah, and I just wonder, Steve, you said he settled down. I just wonder whether this situation in the last frame, when he saw Ali Carte not stun in behind that brown and take on that big shot, I'm just wondering whether that has made the difference. Sean mentioned it in the studio. And you see your opponent
11.
not taking that on. That could have changed all the psyche in this match, that shot.
$16.
Still a lot of work to do just on blues. Will he choose to get that black on the spot?
The thing is, he can play it this way, Steve, can't he? And play it absolutely dead
Yeah.
weight. And if you miss it, you've covered the pocket. So there's that option.
Yeah,
70.
it's either that or try and do loads of damage on blues, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, that's as good as anything what he's just done. I wasn't completely sure of the angle he had, but he hit that nicely.
Bit of a risk trying to knock the black into play here. He's got a bit of a thin angle, so the cue ball's going to have a bit of pace on it. He's got to slow it down somehow.
I'm just wondering if he can get a little flick top cushion and the middle of the three reds, just hit that on the way back. That might be handy.
He was able to hit it slow enough.
Yeah, he could hold.
Yeah.
But nearly got the contact on that red.
Well, he must be tempted now to try and
22.
get the black into play. It's not easy to get on the blue either.
$23.
It's not that awkward. He looks to be cueing very well. I mean, it's early days yet in the tournament, but
30.
he's got off to a flying start in this event. Can he keep it going?
30. 31.
Yeah, I don't think his opponent's actually looked at a pot since he went 44 points in front in frame 2. I don't actually think he's seen one. Such has been the quality of Selby's match play at the end of the last frame. Obviously, he had his chances there, Ali. We mentioned it earlier, Steve.
38.
That could be a massive mistake in this match. Not going behind the brown off the green.
39.
A little bit of frustration shown by Mark, under-hitting that black and leaving himself a red that can only get on the blue. Should be able to drop in behind this black.
It's almost been surgical, this break, hasn't it? Absolutely
44.
clinical. I mean, the red he potted earlier in the break into the blind pocket was one of the best you'll see this week.
$45.
Yeah, this is
52.
absolutely top draw quality match play you're watching here. And when you're looking at who it is, we shouldn't be surprised.
53.
This is how to make your opponent suffer, Steve, isn't it?
Yeah, he's really turning the screws. I think one of the most relentless players we've ever had in the game. Just keeps the pressure on his opponent all the time. No breathing space.
$58. $59.
Another wonderful strike.
66.
I actually hope he makes the century here because this has just been fabulous. He came to the table. It didn't look likely he was going to make 100, but this is some break.
Thank you.
It really is.
67. $73. Thank you. 74. $81. $83. 86.
Now, aside from playing absolute granite match play, he gives you absolutely nothing. He's hitting the ball as sweetly as this.
90.
And this has just been, well, we've had a few very high breaks already in this championship, but this has been constructed as good as any of them. Didn't look likely when he came to the
95.
table, but this has just been pure quality from start to finish. He had plenty of centuries last week in the Championship League. I bet you none of them were as good as this. Top-class match play from one of the greatest players ever. That was absolutely fabulous. Well played, Mark Selby. He races into a 3-0 lead. He's looking very good.
Then it'll be at 4-0.
Back we go into a very important frame. It's the 4th frame and the last before the mid-session interval.
Settle down now, please. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Consistent stuff as ever. And he was down fairly quickly there, playing that before the audience had settled down properly. I thought he'd have taken a little beat there just to let them settle down, but back to the chairs. And he hasn't played the best of breaks. This is a chance.
One. Yeah.
A few late stragglers into the auditorium, so quite rightly just taking a beat there, get the cue ball cleaned and refocus. Oh, how about that for a positional shot? Goodness me, it's on a 6-1. You could not put that any better if you walked down there and left it there with your hand. That is just perfection.
6. $13.
Yeah, no need to play in with any pace for that one. Just had a couple of reds available, right and left, so just a little soft cannon. Knowing full well he'd be on one of them.
$40. $21. $22. $29. $30.
Now, the way he's played that, it's time to move the pack. Could be, looks the way the pack is, looks like it's going to be a stun up into them as opposed to a really deep screw. We'll soon find out. Yeah, stunned into them, and I hope one of them's come out. He's certainly on one into the corner. It's not perfect, but he's on a red.
37.
Yeah, this is fine. Should be able to just play through the gap of the other two reds. Out for the colour.
38.
I think the word we're looking for, Steve, at the moment is relentless.
Yeah, it's mesmerising stuff, and Ali Carte will be probably
40.
pleased to get in his dressing room for a bit of respite. It seems inevitable, doesn't it?
44.
Mark Selby's going to punish Ali here.
Yeah, the only thing from Mark Selby he won't want the interval the way he's playing at the moment. He just loves to stay out there. Everything's just coming so easy to him. He's hitting the ball beautifully. Great authority.
And should he, as it looks like, go on to win this frame, it's going to be a massive frame after the interval for Ali Carte.
51.
I assume he'd be at the practice table. I would.
Just a mini Q extension on the butt end just to reach. Come sort of twixt them between on the two reds he wanted.
Two.
It's quite a while since I've seen Mark Selby play as good as this. Always, even when he's not his absolute best, he's a competitor, but
60.
This is the best I've seen all departments functioning. Made one mistake in the opening frame. It's the yellow off the spot we weren't expecting. And since he's nicked that second frame, it's been absolutely flawless.
$65. $66.
So just this black to put him 73 ahead. Frame done and dusted. And he's going to go to the mid-session interval with a 4-0 lead. And he's playing some wonderful stuff.
$73. $74.
You mentioned that Ali Carte, Steve, he may go to the practice room. I think it's the only place he's going to see a ball at the minute.
81. $82. $87. 88.
Well, we've had some fantastic close matches so far this week. They're always exciting, but it's also great to see a master at work. And at the moment, Mark Selby is making this game look very easy indeed. What a class cueist he is.
93.
Can't believe you missed.
93.
Another absolutely fantastic break from Mark Selby, brilliantly constructed. There's not a lot Carte can do this evening. He's just got to sit and watch, I'm afraid. Mark Selby's been absolutely brilliant, and he leads at the mid-session interval by 4 frames to 0. Thank you, Seema. Yeah, I was in the players' lounge just popped in for a cup of tea, and Mark went off to had a practice, as we saw, and now he just sat there and had a chat with Chris Henry, his coach, and a pal of his, and they just had a steward's inquiry. And not really much you can say, really, other than you've run into one. I mean, it's only that second frame where you can debate not playing off from green to brown correctly. But other than that, the next 2 frames, he was just a passenger. Sometimes you just have to hold your hand up and say you're playing against somebody who was exceptional. Didn't play that, it was a fluke. Held his hand up. I'm just wondering there, that opening shot was quite a sort of positive safety where he got the reds open. Wondering whether he's thinking he's going to have to do that if he's going to get back involved in this match. Great pot, really good pot.
Five. Okay. 6.
And we saw Neil Robertson in his match yesterday against John Higgins. He was 5-1 behind and playing a little bit on the slow side and not really involved, and then completely changed the narrative by quickening up and being very positive.
13.
Shot time went down and absolutely flew.
14.
Amazing result to turn that round against John Higgins. Didn't see that happening. So I'm just wondering what Ali thinks if he just tries to be a little quicker and more fluent and opens the balls up a bit more. He might get some joy in this match.
21. $22.
Wow, got some action on that cue ball.
29.
Actually, a little bit unlucky to finish where he has. Yes, he's got 2 pots available, but could have been nicer.
30.
Green.
Green ball. Thank you, Ali. Ali Carte.
Played that with a little bit of frustration there. Very quickly. Yeah, good shot.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Just asking Jan Verhaas, referee, just to have a good look at it in case he doesn't hit the red he's aiming at, so we know exactly where the cue ball is. So obviously it's the skinny one off the left hand side of the red as we're looking at it. Get this thick, you could hit the jaw. Just going to check that's not a plant, that red onto the black. That's the one he wants to play the safety off. It's the easier one, but it's actually not that far off, actually. He could make that if he plays the safety off that red. So he's not got down and play it already.
Foul. Mark Selby set.
There's always a possibility. It was always on.
Foul. Mark Selby 4.
Yeah, this is a good test of your cueing. It's been brilliant when he's been in amongst the balls, Mark Selby, this evening. Some of the balls he potted have been absolutely outrageous, but this is the proper test of your cue action, this one with pace. Nearly straight. Now, is he going to leave Ali a red? Well, he's got to take this one, Steve.
Ali Carte left exactly in the same place as that green. Maybe not.
Yeah, minimum. The good news is this is just so nice for the yellow, which is a natural to go back to the reds.
One.
And it goes. And I feel the way this matches, with chance number 2 in this frame, he's really got to score here just to have any hope of getting back in this match. And the bad news is his opponent's playing unbelievably well. The good news is this is best of 11. He needs 2 more frames.
3.
Best of 9, you'd be in serious trouble. But there's a little bit of leeway.
Four.
Yeah, nicely played. And
11.
of course, he pushes through on this. Beyond the black and open a couple more reds. Just enough to be potable.
12.
So he's got absolutely no complaints here with this chance.
$90. 20.
This is what Ali's game's all about. Fluent, fast scoring. Excellent long potter.
$27. 28. 35.
And he knows he doesn't need me to tell him, but
36.
when you get near the business end of the frames and you've nearly got over the line with Mark Selby, just make sure you do. Last thing you want to leave is any opportunities for him to leave snookers or get snookers on you or cause you any aggravation and get the frame won. So 55 ahead. This will put him 62 with 59 on, but if you can get the next red out the way, even better. Looks like it's going to be the double.
43.
Important shot to knock in this, just to keep momentum.
Ali Carte, 43.
Yep. Not quite there. Make no mistake, Mark won't be conceding the frame. 59 on, 62 behind.
One. Eight.
He'd like those two reds a little bit further away from the pink, which probably will happen. In a way, it would be nice, wouldn't
No.
it, John, to have kept a red close to the pink, but he was unavoidable, really, going into them.
Yeah, it's one of them so easy just to stick on it as the last red and leave your opponent tight in behind the pink. Send the red ball around the table, but it wasn't on. As I say,
16.
I've seen it so many times, and you see it time and time again as you sit in the commentary box. Players think they're completely over the line in a frame of snooker, and before you know it, they're not. And I can think of quite a few
7.
players on the circuit. It wouldn't be so bad to play frames against. You didn't fancy them getting snookers, but not this fella. He exactly knows what to do.
It's funny, isn't it? You can't really call it a mistake by going for the double. It's just that you're never really over the line until your opponent needs
23.
2, 3, maybe even 4 snookers. One's not enough.
Mark Selby, 23.
So there's the first one. And I think there'll be many until he gets what he wants, but
Going this way, he might hit the black. I think he'll hit the red, obviously, but he could hit the black on the way back. Oh, no! Nightmare.
Mark Selby, 4.
Any saving grace, no free ball.
he's had a right result.
Yeah.
An absolute result and a half. Because if that had hit any ball colour there and gone on the right-hand side of the table, I mean, that hits the yellow or anything and stays over there, he'd have been doing the framing completely. The fact he hasn't left a free ball means there's a bit more yardage left in it.
See from the scoreline, Mark Selby can now draw with black off the last red. Another very clever safety shot from Mark Selby. That wasn't a hard snooker to get out of for Ali Carte. Doesn't want this red to come back up the table. All those line of balls there. So easy to get a snooker, isn't it, John?
Yeah, I don't blame Ali playing it at that pace. They could have quite hard. He could have actually maybe knocked the ball colour safe doing it, playing that way. Just don't blame him hitting it that hard. But this has got a look of thin one, right-hand side, and using that line of balls, as Steve mentioned, to get in behind again.
Ali's down quick. He thinks he's got an escape route past the yellow. Oh, he didn't get close enough to the yellow.
Oh. And a miss.
What a nightmare.
Mark Selby,
Should he have played safe instead of going for the double? Not really. What can you say? Tough game sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, don't blame him with the choice of shot.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely not. No, but it's just, I was just mentioning that if it didn't go in, this is what could happen. And at the moment, he just looks like he's, Mark Selby, so much in the driving seat. He might be behind with points on the board. But where the cue ball is and how good he is and adept at playing snookers and tactically, you're looking like second favourites, Ali Carte, in this frame.
Yeah, Ali will be fearing the worst, that's for sure. Once again, granite safety from Mark Selby. Oh, is there just a gap? I don't think so. No. Could swerve it maybe, but trusting to luck. And he's got some.
Yeah, that was a good escape to hit it. And the crowd's appreciation for him. Dare I say it, Mark Selby missed a trick there. He should have really had him in trouble when he had that ball in hand.
Ali seeing the funny side of things. This may be a slightly more difficult safety shot from Mark Selby. There's a possibility of a double kiss here, I think.
Well, he's only 31 behind, of course. He can
Oh, yeah, miles away.
knocks it in. I mean, as I say, the one thing you can slightly quibble about this evening is he's missed 1 or 2 long pots. And this one's not easy. It's just off straight. These are tough.
Ali would be delighted to see that blue go safe.
Couldn't really lay any telling snooker there from where that was. It was just a containing shot that from Mark, really, just to get out of the situation he was in. Yeah, good shot this. Quite clever as well, trying to put the black out of commission. At least Mark does get a chance of the clearance. So the biter has been bitten here. Can he get out of it? As Ali looks on, thinking to himself, surely I'm going to get a chance of a pot sometime. And Mark comes out of this snooker. See, can he get it safe? I think yes is the answer to that. Tried to get in behind it. Just over 8 minutes since the last ball was potted, but fascinating stuff nonetheless. I mean, in a perfect world, Mike, I'd like to play this red onto the blue and get the blue back in play, leave the red where the blue is. And he'd have that off the cushion, but I don't know whether that's on from the angle he's on. No, it wasn't, and he's going to need a bit of luck here to have the cover, and he's got it. Yeah, that wasn't as played, but it's ended up full ball. Definitely pots. He's coming round to have a look at the angle. Cuts into the green pocket.
Yeah, needs to be on a colour, but as long as he doesn't play dead weight for the top cushion, he should be okay. Great shot. What a lovely strike.
One.
And Ali Carte can now only really hope that the blue is his South Asian.
Yeah, doesn't really want to pot the green, because obviously he can only tie where he's finished. Actually,
Yeah,
could
actually, I
drop
thought he was more on the pink than that.
Yeah. Well, Decided that afforded the best position, so he's going to take his chances.
4.
So I thought the black was a bit further. The black's a more acute pot than it looked at first glance.
Long way to go, Steve. I mean, that blue's horrible, isn't it? But what a chance, if he can, to get a respotted black from a frame he looked like he had absolutely no chance in.
It's another great possible Houdini act.
Six.
Doesn't have to play to get on the blue. He plays a good brown, gets a perfect safety shot. That's the other way to go about things.
Yeah, I'm just wondering as well whether that blue is, if it blue's tight to the cushion, if you do want to play it, it's a bit easier than just being slightly off it.
They were hugging the rail on day one. Obviously, the table fitters may have changed that equation.
Well, that's looking pretty good, actually. That makes the shot with, you can play with a little bit of run inside. Just kicks the ball down the cushion. Not easy, I know. No, what you don't want to be is dead straight.
13.
And he can't play the shot I was mentioning because he hasn't got an acute enough angle. This is, well, this is tough, especially if you play it with any pace.
Mark Selby, 13.
Yeah, that's how tough they are on these championship tables. So after all that play and the trials and tribulations and going through the mill, Ali Carte is going to get his first frame on the board. And he'll be mightily relieved at that.
5.
It was looking one horrible moment for him. It was going to be a respotted black, but not to be.
11.
And the captain has finally
And the
taken
frame.
off.
Ali Carte.
Great frame of snooker yet again. He had to go through the mill, as I mentioned, but there you see him puffing his cheeks out. He's won his first frame this evening. Mark Selby leads by 4 frames to 1. Yep, another fascinating frame of snooker that was. Brilliant to watch near the end, and well, Ali be mightily relieved. So got the first one on the board. So here's a good test of Ali's cue action. We've mentioned Mark Selby this evening. He's had a few of these, not quite managed to negotiate them. That's because they're tough, but that was Ali's cueing. And he hit across that one. That wasn't a pure strike. He knew it. Yeah. Side on that one when you're hitting the near jaw.
One.
I think the red that's near the top cushion closest to the black is available past the other red. Yeah, as you can see, they go. So
3.
there's a red next to the pink that he's played on first, but as I say, those 2 reds being available are handy.
Four.
Great attempt to get the right side of the blue. May just have made it, judging by the fact he's looking this side of the table. Looks like he's got an angle. Well, he wasn't playing for this red into this left corner, but it looks like he's got a sneaky chance at it.
Yeah, these are tricky little shots, these. They always seem to be thinner than you think. Well played. Good pot.
10.
Yeah, scrapping for the cue ball positionally at the moment. So this will be a good shot to get on his next red. Wow. Did that hit the middle of the pocket?
15. $60.
I mean, he's making tough and awkward shots look very easy. I mean, the other one, there's actually virtually no pocket there. He's drilled it in.
Those two reds together, a little bit of a problem with guaranteeing how to go into the pack. Somehow, if he could sort of flick one of them, might be able to get some outcome. Best he could hope for.
Yeah, he stood for that one, Steve, didn't he? It wasn't one of those shots you can't get absolutely perfect.
23.
So, two ways to play this. Either the run through, try and control the cue ball, or with backspin. Oh, lovely.
24.
Beautiful shot.
Depending on how you think you're going to go into the pack, you have to adjust the strength of that shot. He did it beautifully. Just enough to avoid
30.
any awkward cueing on this red into the centre pocket. It's looking pretty ominous here. Red's still not ideal.
32.
Not too sure he'd be worried about it, but he's got a two-ball plant into the middle pocket as a last resort. He's just looking at that now, just to make it harder for Ali Carte to get back in the game.
Oh, not the old appearing plant.
Oh, they look absolutely nailed on as well. And also because there's just a little bit of gap between them,
13.
probably helps. You can do a little bit more with the cue ball with just a fractional gap.
Yeah, you'd fully expect this man to get this one.
40.
First one he hasn't actually got into properly.
Yeah, he was up very quickly. He knew he'd underhit it. So, lifeline hope for Ali Carte that this goes wrong.
Yeah, digging down, cue in the air. You can bounce the cue ball off the bed here. Trying to force too much. Well, if you're not playing like Mark Selby, that is.
Ramrod straight cueing.
Normal service has been resumed.
53.
What I like about watching Mark Selby is the pace he hits shots at. He never overhits. Gets a lot of work on the cue ball.
54.
Always in control.
Yeah, I think it's a good point you make there, Steve. I think sometimes it's belied a little bit by the fact that because there's other players on the circuit who may look a tiny bit more fluent than he does, it's actually masking the fact that it's just so good what he's doing. And when you see the cue ball control of an O'Sullivan, for example, when it just looks all so flowing and easy. But make no mistake, this fella's cue ball control is right up with the very best of them.
Lovely 3 reds in a line to cannon into, or guarantee leaving himself on one into the middle pocket, should he so wish.
So 65 ahead, 67 on, just this red for 5-1, you would think.
66.
And this has been another brilliant visit to the table. Mentioned the word surgical earlier in the match. Another example of it. It's a good while since I've seen him play as well as this.
71.
He's right on it at the minute.
$77. 78.
Had breaks
83.
early in the evening. Frame 3, 108. Frame 4, 93.
I'll do it.
We get invaded yet again. Another fly.
$84. 91. 92.
So this tough black, which is a natural angle to go up for the yellow, followed by the yellow, will be a second century. Get in, thank you. I have to say again, you'd be hard pressed to play any better than this. Fabulous. From start to finish, wonderful cue ball control, and it's never looked like anything else other than the clearance. What flickering flame there was for Ali Carte has just been extinguished, you would think, with this particular visit to the table.
108.
Absolutely brilliant frame of snooker performed by a man at the top of his game.
113.
Keeps playing like this, He's going to take a bit of stopping.
190. 126 on the third.
Absolutely
Mark Selby.
fabulous. Top class player, top class performance. Mark Selby leads 5 frames to 1. Yeah, good return that on the angles. Shot. Yeah, not quite as planned.
Just hadn't really had enough table time to get into any sort of confident mode.
No.
It's been tough for Ali Carte tonight.
One.
Well, there are a couple of reds available, but look where he's finished. I mean, if he wants to go full ball into the pink here, off the blue, and smithereens these reds, it's absolutely perfect.
I mean, the judgment of weight there, couldn't have asked for it better. You do feel like he's going to go into them. You never know. There you go. Well, the red was close, obviously. But
6.
Crowd really got into that one, Steve, and there was U's and R's everywhere there.
I mean, may have looked on that actually, if you looked at the set of reds beforehand, that it was dangerously close to going to that pocket, but deserves the luck, I think. It's not good.
7.
Just trying to hit that a bit thinner. Awkward blue, especially as the pack of reds and the pink are where he like his left arm. So the black's got easier cueing. Both are difficult, John.
Yeah, they're not. Well, he's just moved the rest out of the way because he thinks it's hampering his leg there slightly, so got rid of that. But yeah, it's not your natural bridge here. Slightly longer than normal. Yeah, it can just make a difference, that.
Mark Selby, 7.
He'll be disappointed with the positional shot off the red over the pocket, albeit that is sometimes a difficult one to judge. So a chance for Ali Carte. He's up against the wall. What can he do?
it in. And definitely be taking the black, trying to get back down on onto its spot. Well, that should be a natural angle just to go into the pack here. Just take your chances, open the balls up more. Yep, don't blame him with that. How's your luck, Ali? Oh. Well, how about all bad? What was that last
Surely
flick?
Not.
He's got to be on something.
Surely not.
Looking grey here, Steve, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden that red coming off the top cushion. How on earth did that flick over there? I think he's got another red into the middle pocket though. But having said that, well, he's given it a bit of a look. Maybe he can just turn it around the red. It's nasty though. Yeah. Putting that much right-hand side on the cue ball was always going to turn the red and make it go thick. Well, he's probably feeling like it's shake hands time and going home.
Yes, as a bad run of the ball goes, that was probably on a 9 out of 10. The way that final clip pushed the red in front of the cue ball was not something he wanted to see.
Maybe too good.
6.
Playing for the red in the left corner. Now he's got a nasty little chip into the right corner.
Yeah, and position's difficult with this one, isn't it? It's like that shot we played. I mean, the other one was over the corner, Steve. Was a little bit easier than this one.
I mean, it's a big stretch. You'd probably prefer to be able to play it without getting the rest out. It's a massive stretch, even for Mark Selby. Yeah, it's going to be tough positionally. Doesn't really want to hit it too soft. Wants to put a positive hit on it. Back to the tricky blue with awkward bridging.
Yeah, this isn't straightforward. Once again, we mentioned the slightly hampered, as you see that very close to that red there. Yeah.
Mark Selby, 7.
So, only Carte probably can't believe this. He's had it'll be his third chance in this frame.
One. Eight. No. $60. 70. $24. 25.
Yeah, just come a slightly awkward angle. You just have to just stun the pink and take the other red closest to the cue ball in the middle. I think he was having a look to see if the bottom red of the cluster of 3 goes. Maybe it does from there. Could just do with
31.
winning the frame in this visit. Sounds obvious, but it's just to get some momentum going. He's had break of 30,
32.
43 in frame 5 and a 43 break in the second frame, and well, 3 frames he's just not seen a ball. It's been frozen out, so it's been a difficult evening to get any momentum because you've had very little table time. So if he can win a frame in this visit,
39.
might spark into a bit of life.
$40. $47.
Quit a bit on that.
Carte, 47.
Well,
Yeah, disappointing.
yeah.
A simple little stun up to get on that red. He can afford to be, well, another 6 to 8 inches up the table there, so he didn't have that thin cut, but not to be.
Not an easy starter for Mark Selby. And if you to miss it, that red's in the bottom half of the table, very easy into the centre pocket. So not a certainty this shot, as you can see from this angle.
Yeah, if he plays this up and down the table,
1.
he would be leaving that red, so he played it softly with a little bit of run inside, so he brought the cue ball away from the cushion and played it to perfection. Go on, Steve, is he going to clean up from here?
Well, the way
7.
the cue ball and the red have turned out, he can get on the blue, should he so wish. Maybe a way to get back on the reds.
8.
Screwing off the green. Got to get nicely there.
This is a good shot, isn't it? If he can
Yeah.
if he can get cushion just before
Yeah.
the red that's tight and screw down and hit that one, he'll promote that to the corner. And might stay on the other one.
I thought we had more
There we
angle
go.
on the red. It's not bad effort.
Oh, it's
Excellent.
brilliant. There we go. That's how to play that shot. Right there.
11.
I thought we had more angle on the previous red to naturally be going for the blue, but one good positional shot now. Carte will be fearing the worst.
Beautiful again. Absolutely beautiful. Lovely little soft cannon.
$20.
feel like this is just the important shot here, just to get the correct screw on this cue ball. And well, he's done everything else this evening, Mark Selby.
26.
Some fabulous snooker, brilliant break building, tactically brilliant. Should be only fitting that he finishes his match off with an incredible steal. Must have been coming here, Ali Carte, full of expectation. He'll have put all the hours in, done all the practice he can. But it looks like it's going to be a journey back home with nothing to show for it. It's just the nature of a snooker player, I'm afraid.
35.
He's not going to prepare for every event. He's just run into one this evening. That's simple as that. Has he been his absolute best himself? Probably not, but what he's had to put up with, it's pretty difficult to play against. So we'll have plenty more days. And plenty more days playing against people who don't play as well as this. Because this has been as close to perfection as you're going to see for the most part. What an absolutely
46.
brilliant visit once again. It's been good stuff, Steve, hasn't it?
Yeah, Mark Selby's looked in great form for a little while now. Could he take it one step further and win the Masters? He's in that type of form.
Mark Selby.
Ali Carter's got no complaints.
Hard luck, Ali.
Mark Selby goes through to the second round.